Five, four, three, two, one.
Hey, welcome back to A Faster Me. This is the infamous Crybaby Hill at Tulsa Tough. This is the last day for the women's Cat 2, Cat 3, and Masters. And today I have with me Camila Arenas. Say hi, Camila.
Hello, everybody.
So this yeah, Camilla is racing for LABA, and they took a team out to Tulsa Tough and, contested the women's 2-3 Omnium. And Camilla is coming off of a win, her first win of this season in the Arts District Crit. So she's sitting pretty for the Omnium here. And I think we just have a good chance to win the Omnium here on day two. So this is a course that definitely suits Camilla with the high grades and then just her power to weight. So how did you feel about this course?
Yeah, before this race, I was feeling um, like I always feel comfortable in hills, like climbing. So I was thinking on doing a pretty good performance in this race. But we have some mechanical issues during the last lap.
Got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of surprising though, right? Like there's a lot of strong girls out here, and I know on this first lap maybe you're just feeling it out a little bit, and it's kind of funny because the course is really short. Like you kind of do some really fast laps, and it's basically just one big hill, and the rest is pretty much fast and downhill, right?
Yeah, that last turn was so hard, was so technical.
Yeah, so this turn that they're coming into now is a fast downhill right turn, kind of sweeping, but it's also decreasing radius, and it just kind of forces everyone towards that white tent there that you see on the left. So it's really hard to take the turn correctly, and if you don't get a chance to like practice the course, it's hard. And it's easy. It's very easy to get that turn wrong, and throughout the day, there's a number of riders that just go wide and run straight into that fence.
And then it comes the hill, and you have to have momentum before that climbing. And I had the big gear in during all of the laps, and I think that was not a good choice.
Not the right strategy for
Yeah.
gearing for that hill. Well, yeah, you're going in Big Ring. You're one of the few people I think that stayed in Big Ring the whole time, and we'll see in a second. Like part of this hill, I believe, hits 15 or 16%, and that's pretty tough to do in the Big Ring. So here, as you start to attack the first part of the hill, you'll see your cadence is like dropping rapidly, and yeah, you're like down into the 70s of cadence, and you're one of the few riders that like stand the whole way during this hill.
But in this lap, we were standing up
Yes.
because we were like cutting the peloton. But in the next laps, they were just sitting and just spinning.
Yeah, they were spinning while you were kind of grinding it out, and that definitely takes a toll on your legs. Um, yeah, I think after you like, so here you're kind of near the front, and I think after a few laps, it may have benefited you to kind of switch up your strategy. Instead of attacking on the first hill, go ahead and let people build a little fatigue in their legs. And then I think right here, as you turn
Yeah.
the right hand turn, might have been a better place to attack.
Yeah, and there she comes. That was the first hard attack that I feel. Her name is Ariel Wayan. So strong rider. She got second the last day in the Arts District Crit. And nobody wanted to chase her, so here we go.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think Camilla's ever seen a chase that she didn't like. So you can count on Camilla to chase right here. So no, she did a great job, and obviously she's been doing a lot better too and saving energy, things like that. So as you can see right there, that's a tricky turn, and sometimes people can, they can get it wrong easily, and then you have to scrub a lot of speed. It's kind of gives you like a little tunnel vision when that fence is coming at you so fast. But Camilla does a great job here of carrying some momentum, going around, and then just accelerating up the straight.
Yeah, just see what's going on. Who wanna come with me? Maybe break away? It didn't happen.
Well,
That's
yeah,
right.
it's kind of funny because to a degree, you say it didn't happen, but it kind of did because, there's about 30 girls in this race, and after a few laps, it was reduced down to a front group of 10. So I don't know if we consider that 10 the breakaway or if we consider that 10 the peloton, because it's more that girls were getting dropped opposed to the breakaway walking away from them. I think girls were just getting dropped with this hill. It's a very tough effort. It's easily, like you can see, Camila's at 400 watts going up this hill.
And I really like people's energy around the course. They were like cheerleading and throwing some water to us. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done a big crit like this, but I've watched them all, of course. And yeah, the atmosphere is incredible. Just how a town can shut down and just have the big crowds like this for the races is, awesome experience.
Yeah, you can feel the energy from the people. And then it was really, really hot. We had to use these ice socks in our bags because it was hot.
Yeah, and you know what? It's been really cool in California this year, so no one's really had a chance to ride in the heat. We've been like in the 70s and lower most of the year, and even though we're into June, every morning it's like 50s and 60s. So to go out to Tulsa and all of a sudden you're racing and it's 80, 90 degrees with 85% humidity is pretty tough. So I will say one thing we're super proud of, just for the whole LABA program, like the journey that we've been on. A year ago, I've been coaching Camila for a little over a year, maybe maybe 14 months or something like that. And I originally started coaching her just to get her ready for Tulsa Tough last year. Some unfortunate circumstances happened and Camila wasn't able to race Tulsa last year. So this year we set Tulsa as our goal, and it's kind of good to see, just with all the support of LABA and all the training and work that we've done. This was our A race to come in, sharp for Tulsa, and it's beautiful when things work out that way. And she got the win at the Arts District yesterday.
Yeah, it felt so good to put this jersey in the podium, especially because all of the work that we have put on this is not just Anthony and me. It's also Aaron, it's Damon, it's Dave, like all of the people behind this project that make this possible.
Yes, and all the sponsors, and yeah, it's good. It's a really good feeling. It's late in the year, and sometimes of the year there's a lot of tough races, and sometimes you're so close, and it's easy sometimes for us to get a little discouraged or get frustrated. But when you get a race and it's late in the year and you finally get that victory, it just feels really good. All right, so back to some racing now. Yeah, so I don't know. I think, with that big hill, you would think that it's slow, but there's a lot of fast sections on this course as well.
Yes, after the first climb, you can go down, and then that's the moment where you say we should have attack.
Yes.
Just before that turn.
Mm-hmm. So if you attack there and then this little uphill, which it doesn't seem like it's so steep, but you see it's deceptive. Right as they turn right, it goes up to about 11% right there. And this is just a good place to attack after people's legs are already worn out, and everybody wants a little bit of a rest after going up that hill. And it's going to go from slow to fast here. So that's another time where you'd want to attack when the speed is about to change dramatically, and you can get a pretty good gap here.
Yeah, in that moment we were keeping the pace a little steady.
That was a much better turn by Camila right there. You turned properly. The girl in front of you started turning a little early. Camila turned late and hit a late apex, and that was a really good turn by her for that corner.
And here I was sprinting for nothing.
Yeah, that was the...
Oh no, that was the prime, and she got the prime. It was the next
That was the one? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of these one of these laps, the preems, they had so many preems, and they're like $100 per preem or whatever. And one of them, Camila does a full-on sprint, but there was no preem. The preem was the lap before, and yeah, so there's a little bit of wasted energy, but it's always fun to just be competitive and kind of test your legs out.
Yes, and it's also I don't know, it was too much going on that you have to think about the gears, like the girls you have around you. And I didn't even know where was the number, like the clock, or yeah, I didn't know if the lap that they were saying was the prime lap or is the next one, or I don't know. It was
Yeah.
just going hard.
Yeah, so here's what Camilla was talking about earlier. If you look, her cadence was down in the 70s. And if you look at the girls around her, they were just spinning nice and easy. So it's just a little bit of a difference here. In general, Camilla has a really nice cadence. But I think just staying in the big gear here up the climb. I don't know if the other girls have different gearing or if they went to the small chain ring. But either way, you can tell they're spinning really nice and easy, making it up the hill. And Camilla gets bogged down a little bit on the hill just using too big of a gear.
Yeah, I think they had the small front gear because I have a 48 in the front, and I think that's a good one for climbing. But
Yeah. But and also Camilla has a 48 in the front, but it's a SRAM. So the cog in the back's a little different. So the gear ratios are actually pretty close. So yeah, I mean, if you're running Shimano and you have like a 50, a compact gearing in the front, it's a little different, and that 48 ends up actually being bigger just because of the gear ratios. So let's see how this turn is taken. I think the last turn was actually your best turn. This one wasn't bad. I mean, the speed was a little bit slower, but I think the last turn you really took it at a faster line, a faster pace, and just had a better exit speed than that one. This one's a little different though because there were more girls in front of you, so you couldn't really take it as fast as you want to. So I can't remember her name, the girl there from United, but really strong rider, incredible physical specimen. Like, she's really fit looking, and I just loved like her cadence and how she kind of sat in on this race and just saved as much energy as she could and played kind of the peloton to her advantage.
the girl who won,
Yes.
yeah, she's Hannah Dalsing from United Cycling.
Yes, Hannah from United Cycling I think she just did a very good job, kind of masterful. If you look at the race, it's like she's not too loud in the race, she's not
She
she's
was
not up
saving.
front, she's just saving her energy, not kind of going for all those preems, and really just using a really good cadence up the hill.
Yeah, and then in second place we had Olivia Reed from Road Crew Racing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I was a little surprised. There was a lot of the way these girls like attacked this hill. Like, I was a little surprised. I thought it would be strung out a little more, and there was a good group of 10 ladies like that were just really competitive and just really attacking that hill really well.
Hard.
And there you go. You see another attack right there, which is where I think is the best place to attack. And you see that girl attacked after the big hill, after Crybaby Hill, and now she attacked on the smaller hill where everybody kind of wants to rest, and you can easily stretch it out and get a little bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, I was struggling a little bit there. You can see my heart is at 184, and usually I get tired at 187.
Yeah, good job of making up some spots there, though, on the downhill. And the better turn by you there, as you can see, some of the girls were slowing down as they were kind of approaching the barrier there. And you just kind of held your momentum and turned it tighter to the inside.
Yeah, and then I didn't want to let like a big gap open before the big hill because there can be a breakaway. So she was not pulling herself. Let's go.
Yeah,
Close the gap.
yeah. Anytime someone's going backwards,
Yes.
you got to get around them as fast as you can, and close that gap before it gets too big.
And before the climbing.
Yeah, because you definitely don't want to have someone making it over the hill before you, because if they hit that downhill while you're still on the big part of the climb, they're going to get a pretty good gap. So yeah, good job by just closing that out and getting back to the front.
But sometimes I didn't know it was better to just draft during the climbing or go to the front and like try to attack. Because what I was saying. I was looking for momentum before the mountain, and I didn't know if they were gonna slow down too much, and then I can lose like that momentum.
Yeah, I think the big difference for you here was really just the gearing, because at the start of this climb your cadence was in the 50s, and that just takes so much power to kind of grind it out in the 50s there. I think you may have been, especially with your power to weight, you're a lot smaller than some of those other girls. I think with just a better cadence, better gearing choice, I think the outcome would be even different. And I think you would have had a little bit easier time up that hill.
It was hurting.
Yeah, it's good here though, keeping your momentum. It's still
Yes,
pretty
Hannah.
steep. Yeah, you got Hannah to the left there. It's still pretty steep, and then you guys kind of shut it down here.
And Ariel again, really strong rider.
Yeah, and I say this a lot in some of these videos, but yeah, anytime the pace gets really slow, someone's gonna attack.
Downhill again.
Yeah, so how did you feel now? Like, you're about halfway through the race. How did you feel about the course? Did you feel like if you knew the course, like how comfortable were you on the course, and where did you think your strong points were?
I think in the middle of the race, I was like struggling. I was really, really tired, and I felt we were going so fast, and I was like, "Oh my God, is this mountain again?
Yeah.
I don't wanna climb it anymore."
Yeah, it's
So-
basically. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I said was, "Okay, you have to regulate yourself and go behind them,
Yeah.
just like to save some energy." I was thinking about putting the small gear, but I don't know. I just had like that thinking of big gear before the race, so I just keep it.
Kind of stuck
That-
with it.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be more like flexible.
Yes, definitely more flexible. Sometimes your game plan, you have to adjust it a little bit. And yeah, even if you come into it thinking I'm going to carry the big gear up the climb, if it's not working or if it's taxing you too much, yeah, you definitely got to switch it up and switch to what's more efficient. Even if you just do it a couple times just to try it and see the difference, you can then make a decision after that. But I think because the laps are so short and it comes around, this hill comes around so often, I think you really got to just treat it like an interval session and just save your energy on all the downhill as much as you can, unless you plan on attacking, and just use your energy for the most part to navigate the hill, and then use the rest of it to recover.
Yeah, in that moment I was trying to recover as much as possible.
Yeah, and I think you did a little bit better job there, just keeping your cadence a little bit higher there. So I don't know if you went to the small ring or not, but you're probably further up the cog in the back.
I think the pace was higher too.
Yeah, I don't know what you averaged. Do you remember what you averaged on this race?
I can say that on kilometers, but you guys are not gonna understand.
Well, I might, because I got kilometers on
You had
kilometers
it.
on here
Okay,
now too.
so I have my activity here. Let me check.
Yeah, different people in the comments have been asking me to add kilometers. So this
Oh,
is
really?
this is the first video where I have miles per hour and kilometers on here.
That's a good one. Okay, so we had 31.3 kilometers per hour.
Okay. So let me see when it drops down to 31 right here. So yeah, you averaged just about 19 miles per hour, which is pretty good with the 16% hill on the crit. So how does this rank in like your hardest crits? Is this one of your hardest crits, you would think, the course?
Yeah, I think I have never done a course like this one. It was challenging because when I'm going to a road race, is thinking about mountain, like climbing, or crit is flat or a really small hill. So this mix was really challenging for me.
Got you. Yeah, and I think unfortunately in California we don't have any crits that have a hill. Like she said, they're usually short and they're usually under 4%. And I think I saw 16% on this hill at one point. So maybe it just depends on where you are at. which side of the street you're on, but let's see what it goes up to. So far this lap I've seen 14.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, there it goes. It was 15 something right there.
Wow.
So yeah, close to 16% on this hill at one point. And yeah, in California, we don't have any crits like this. Obviously, we have mountains and stuff like that, which we all ride, but we don't have any mountain races. The only mountain race that we had this year was UCLA, and it got canceled because it was snowing at the time. So yeah, in California, we really don't have too many road races, and we don't have too many crit races, at least not in Southern California.
And I could feel the pain in my legs of those change of pace.
Yeah, I think now too, you guys are, you probably have just about 6-7 laps to go, 6 laps to go or so. And I think you're down to about a group of 8 or so now, and some of the other girls have dropped off now.
Yeah. So in any moment, anybody could try to break away, and I was just thinking, if somebody goes, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have to stay ready now when it's late in the
right.
race. So, yeah, unfortunately, Camila also had 3 teammates in this race. She had Catalina in this race. Who I'm drawing a blank on Catalina's last name right now.
Fierros.
Yes, Catalina Fierros, Gabby Along, and guest riding this weekend for LABA was Marlena Bemis. You guys know Marlena from some of the other videos, and she rides for PAA this year. But yeah, 4 teammates in this race, and unfortunately they were a little further back. Like the hill was just really tough to navigate, and a lot of some of the other girls are, they specialize more on like the flatter crits. So yeah, Crybaby Hill definitely took a toll on a lot of the riders in the race.
Yeah, and it's also about what position you are before the climbing, because Marlena is a strong rider, and she was saying that she was really comfortable during the hill, but I think maybe it was a big gap open because a girl in front of her let that happen, and yeah.
Yeah, Marlena definitely didn't get the start that she needed, and then as it got stretched out, she ended up being in the second group that, as it splits away. I think she came in 14th or 15th place, which is a decent result, but I think just with her ability, she definitely had the ability to be up here in the front group, and that would have been very interesting to see how her and Camila could have kind of tag teamed the rest of the girls. So I think we're down to like maybe the last 3 laps now.
How come we know? Oh yeah, it's 22 minutes, and
Yeah.
the race was 35.
Yeah. So,
It was almost 2 minutes per lap.
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the laps were, how many minutes per lap.
It was short. 1 lap.
I
Yeah,
thought this race was this race 30 minutes or 25 minutes?
25 minutes was the last day. The
Okay, so this one was 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, here you have. So the lap, it was 1.3 kilometers.
Oh, 1.3 kilometers, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it feels faster.
Yeah, it feels pretty short.
Shorter. Because of that descending
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest speed differential in a crit that I've ever seen, where you can be 10 miles per hour and 30 miles per hour.
I know.
So yeah, half the course is like really slow, and then the other half is just blazing fast. So as you can see the girl in front, like definitely, she didn't seem comfortable navigating that turn there. Yeah, I think that's a perfect turn, especially any type of decreasing radius turn. You definitely want to take a wide approach, and then you want to hit as late as apex as possible, just so you can have your bike pointed up the road.
It was that one.
Yeah.
Where
So
I
there goes
attacked.
the no cream, and then yeah, definitely a big attack here from Camila.
To see what's going on, but then I look back and they were right there
Yeah.
behind me.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough field, and it's a good job here of shutting it down. If they're behind you, you just go ahead and shut it down. No.
wasting.
Yeah, no sense to waste a lot of energy if you don't have a gap. If you have a gap, yeah, go ahead and go for it. But if you don't have a gap, yeah, go ahead and shut it down and then try to recover again.
But the funny thing is that I'm tired, and instead of record, I just attack.
Yeah.
So Camila, what are you doing?
No, but sometimes it's a good time to attack because when you're tired, usually everyone else is as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good thing to do.
And you could get a little breakaway there, especially when others are tired. I think the thing is just with the choice of gearing like up the hill, you just basically have no acceleration up the hill. So, I think they had a little bit of an easier time up the hill than you did.
Yes. And then in that moment, I was feeling that everybody was fighting for a good position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
And-
definitely it's the last couple laps now, so
Uh-huh.
everybody knows they need to stay up front and they need to keep an eye on everyone.
And then we lost one more girl. It was 7 of us in that
Mhm.
last laps.
Yeah, so I think after this we'll have 2 laps to go.
Yeah, that day it was a lot of crashes in that turn.
Yes, the last turn, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I saw in the previous race one of our friends, Lisa Mohammed, she slid out in that turn also. Yeah, and she ended up getting back on. She wasn't hurt or anything, but yeah, she slid out on that turn somewhere through the women's 4-5 race.
Yeah, we have a big field from LA representing in Tulsa.
Oh yeah,
We
for
have
sure.
Major Motion.
Yeah, you had in this race too. You had I think Sherry from Serious Cycling
Sherry.
was in this race
Mhm.
also.
She got second in her category.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that was the moment.
Yeah, so this was going into the last lap and coming out of that turn. Don't know exactly what happened. Maybe hit a bump or something, but somehow her chain got stuck in between the big chain ring and the small chain ring. So Camila tries to pull into the pits real quick. And what's going on here?
Yeah, so I stopped like, oh no. And they were like, you're done.
Yeah.
Because it's the last lap. And yeah, of course, you cannot come back.
Yeah. So yeah, there's no free lap, but she can finish the race if she can. And it's funny because like when you spin we don't know what was going on when she spins it with her hand, the wheel turns and it seems like the chain is working. But then when you're on the pedals and you're trying to, turn the cranks, the chain ends up stopped working again for some reason. So it's kind of like it had fallen in between the 2 chain rings and then she gets it back on, but it just not really working. And honestly, it kind of doesn't matter because this lap is so small. Like those girls are about to finish now.
Yeah.
By the time she gets going, the girls are about to finish, and then of course the chain stops working again right before the hill.
I was trying just to finish the race, but when I changed the gear, again, stuck. And I also felt in that turn that my back wheel jumped, and after that I was struggling with the gears, and the girl behind me almost crashed me because they were slowing. They were going harder, and I slowed down, and she almost crashed me.
Yeah, that's
That was
always a little dangerous when you go to push the pedals. And yeah, so here she tried to shift again to go up the hill, and yeah, there's no power, nothing. So just pulled over, and it's really unfortunate because the top 7 girls there, she's in a really good chance for either a win or a podium. And a podium probably gives her the 2-day Omnium, depending on who else podium and where they finished, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think definitely a great effort and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's how it's cycling, no? One day you're good, and other day you're not that lucky.
Yep. Thanks for watching. We'll
Thank
see you next time.
Bye.